Does this bill, I mean, will there be I've got an orange flyer that somebody put on my desk, you know, and I grew up in Wisconsin, so I'm not a historian in Minnesota, Senator Swazinski, but I do understand that the genocides between the white people and the Indians going back included kind of several genocides each way. I don't know how many, but will these people also be part of this?
I agree with all the comments underneath this video calling out this man's BS both sidesism and sentences like, I'm not a historian, but...
I'm not a historian in Minnesota.
Those sentences should never be completed, ever. And speaking of history, this lawmaker you're gonna hear from who agrees with the citizen in a minute is Steve Drazkowski, who has a history of making pretty idiotic nonsense statements.
Mr. President, I have yet to meet a person in Minnesota that is hungry. Yet today. I have yet to meet a person in Minnesota that says they don't have access to enough food to eat. Now, I should say that hunger is a relative term, Mr. President. You know, I had a cereal bar for breakfast. I guess I'm hungry now. That to some might be maybe that's the definition of the bill. I don't know. I didn't see a definition of hunger in the bill, Mr. President.
Jeez. And I thought Lauren Boebert was stupid. Take note, this is what a cocaine bear looks like. Look, all jokes aside, people like Steve Drazkowski are doing enormous harm to impoverished communities and to American education by agreeing with purposefully misleading both sidesism recounts of genocidal events.
During the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising, the Jews had been just persecuted and persecuted and persecuted, and they finally they rose up. And so, and they killed some Poles and some Germans. And should the Poles and Germans that lost family in the Warsaw Uprising, should their voices be heard? And I don't know the answer to that, but that's basically what I think you're getting at. And so anyways, I just thought I'd throw that out for food for thought.
That explains all the reservations filled with impoverished white people who were forced to give up their land, their language, and their traditions. No, there should not be any reparations for any oppressors that instituted any act of genocide, for it was their initial racism and violence that brought death onto them. Bigotry and stupidity like this are why the aliens didn't bother to stick around and get to know humanity. Dare I say more? Look, stunts like this are the right wing's favorite thing to do right now. Take a tragic historical event like the Native American genocide or the Holocaust and reframe the narrative to blame the victims in an attempt to whitewash history because they cannot fathom questioning their closed-minded worldview. And this is why accurate historical education is so important. Native Americans were given smallpox blankets, had their treaties betrayed, were slaughtered in the millions, forced off of their ancestral lands and into reservations with minimal resources to provide for their families. Pretending that them fighting back in any way is a form of genocide is an injustice, is unfathomable, is disgusting to even suggest at any scale. We must work to ostracize these racists back to the fringes of society. Vote them out.
So anyways, I just thought I'd throw that out for food for thought.
My name is Scott Johnson. You can find more of me on my YouTube, which is in the description below, The Gaze. I just posted a new video, so you should totally check it out. You can also find me on TikTok, which is also in the description below. And most importantly, do not forget to smash that subscribe button to The Breakdown. You know you want to.
I had a cereal bar for breakfast. I guess I'm hungry now.